Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today I have with me the energy of a group called the Ascended, which is a collection of different ascended masters and angels, archangels, and other multidimensional beings who want to discuss how to start recovering your purpose, how to start recovering your purpose. One of the things they said to me is that it's really important you understand that your purpose, you were born with your purpose. You came here for a reason. Every one of you came here for a reason. And you're frustrated because you have forgotten it. It has been buried underneath the mountains of useless information and ideas that have been poured into your mind before you had the opportunity to really evaluate what it was that was being poured into your mind. Our goal is very simple today: to begin a process with you where you can begin to start recovering your purpose. Now, without question, every single one of you knows that you have a purpose. Every one of you knows this. So I was putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. Every one of you that is hearing these words knows you have a purpose. Even those of you that are suffering, thinking you don't even know why you're in this world, you know you have a purpose, and your suffering is because you've been disconnected from that function, that you came here to perform, to express, to articulate, to offer to the world a service that is unique through you. What we wanted to communicate is that to begin a process of remembering what your purpose is, you have to begin to let go of what you've been taught to believe about what you think you are supposed to be, what you've been taught to believe that you are thinking you are supposed to be. For you have been told by many different teachers and educators, you can be this and be that and be this and be that. All of these possibilities in the world exist for you. And yet within you, the possibility of yourself exists. Our goal is very simple: to begin to set you on the delicate and even challenging pathway of restoring yourself to the conscious knowing of your purpose. And there are simple starting points to this. Very simple starting points to beginning the process of remembering your purpose. And it requires two elements of consideration here. The first one is to learn to reestablish authority over your thoughts. For it is in the cacophony of thoughts, the endless reservoir of information that is poured into your senses from this environment, that distracts you from really evaluating who you are in the first place. To know that you are this sentient being here as a function of creation, to offer an expression to the world like any other creature on this planet offers its expression to the world seemingly effortlessly. Birds and flowers emerging from the ground. You are far more than they are. The first step is to quiet the thoughts in your mind. You will know quite easily that most of those thoughts are not of your own choosing. This is the first simple, but maybe very difficult step to take for some of you: to quiet your mind, to still your mind, to know that you have the authority over your mind that has been seized away from you by your environment. Your senses have pulled you into this world away from yourself, where you feel disconnected from the fundamental nature of what you are and who you are and your function and purpose and reason for being here. It can be argued that there are individuals in this world that can give you a purpose. But if that were fully true, then all of you would be living in joy right now, for that is what your purpose affords you as a sentient being, the joy of being what you are fully and completely. And so the first step is to begin the process of quieting your mind, of teaching your mind the way the environment didn't teach your mind, to teach your mind to be still, to be quiet, to be open to your awareness, but not subjective to simply the pull of the senses, the distractions of this world, to truly place your mind into a place of silence. You have the authority and ability to do this as easily as you have the authority to lift your arm or to put a smile upon your face. You have the authority by nature over your mind to bring it to stillness, to bring it gently to stillness, not aggressively, not shut up, gently, kindly. Bring your mind to stillness. If you are able to allow yourself to receive what we are transmitting now, you'll find it will loan itself to a level of freedom that is not based in the distraction of the senses. To simply say to the mind, gently, be still. To give it direction as you would give your arms or legs direction to write or to walk or to talk or to do things with your body that you can do with your body without question. Your body does these things. To understand that you have the same level of authority over your thinking mind. To recognize that that is the truth, that no matter what your conventional systems of thinking would tell you, your emotions and your thinking processes are not beyond your authority. They are not just there. Emotions are not just there. The relationship between the function of your thinking mind and the energy that thoughts generate is well established. It is well established that certain qualities of thought generate very specific functions of energy. And that energy will be translated into what you call an emotion. And that emotion may be what you would define as positive or negative. And that intensity of that positive or negative emotion can distract you from your authority. You can get caught up in the discomfort, the bliss even, of emotions generated by thought, something stimulating your senses, and lose yourself in that. We're here to say it is time to find yourself, as awareness, able to watch and be mindful of your thinking mind, to watch it, to begin to take an evaluative position over your mind where you observe, oh, there are thoughts. Where did they come from? If you can ask that question, where did my thoughts come from? If you can ask yourself that question, you'll begin to realize that many of the thoughts in your mind are not even of your own choosing. And this is the first step to begin the process of asserting your authority over your mind lovingly, kindly, compassionately. Your purpose does not lie in the world, it is within you. And the confusion you are faced with is in your mind, not in who you are as a consciousness, as a spiritual entity on a journey of creation and experientiation. If you can come to this simple realization that the function of thoughts is exclusively under your authority, if you can return to this awareness that even now as we speak and you pay close attention, there's not much distraction in what we are saying. There are pauses that we place in what we are saying very deliberately to give you a moment to experience the pause between thoughts in your own mind, that you can begin to observe the pauses between the thoughts in your mind, to give attention to those pauses so that you begin to enlarge them. And in that attention to the spaces, the pauses between thoughts, are moments of stillness, undistractedness, peace, even bliss and joy. The moment you recognize that you can assert your authority over your thinking mind, you have taken the first and most important step towards recovering, or we should say, remembering your purpose, because you came into this world with it. And all of you know without exception that you are here for a reason. And your pain and your suffering and your frustration is not because you are lacking something. It is because you are disconnected from the fundamental core and meaning for your existence here, which is not found in the distractiveness of the environment, but it is found in the quality of what you express and how you express it, how you interact with the environment as a function of your own interaction, your conscious, willful choice to engage with the environment creatively and consciously. As your mind begins to surrender itself to the realization that it has no authority over you, you may find there could be some resistance to the thinking mind that has been allowed to run like a wild, untrained animal on in some of you. You must realize that it is simply a machine set in motion by your environment, by your conditioning, by your programming, by your stimulation of the world, that you might have the illusion that you have no authority. But these things, the moment you recognize, you say, this is just the thinking mind that the world has given me that has pulled me away from who I am and what my purpose is. I'm going to push this gently aside, lovingly ask it to be still, to be quiet, to be open, to be receptive to who I am. You're going to gain a foothold in this sensation, this knowing of peace. When you experience that you can lovingly assert authority over your mind without attacking, without finding fault with what is within, but simply saying to it, be still, be still, be still. And allowing yourself to feel the respite, the relief of being in silence in your own mind, established by your own will. And this is the first step to beginning to return to the function of your purpose, to at least place your consciousness in a position where you can begin to honestly evaluate what is your purpose, other than what the world has told you to think or believe you should or should not be or do. And there is great effort to keep you distracted from your purpose, for one who is living in purpose cannot be manipulated or controlled or taken advantage of. One who knows purpose, your reason for being, nothing can stop you from doing this when you understand that. As a young child, you were intimately connected to your purpose, your reason for being, to express and interact playfully with the world around you, and the environment did not necessarily sustain that function, telling you must be this way and you must do this way and you must think this way. And we would say to you that your fundamental nature in being purposeful is that you will experience yourself as a function of love. That when you are living purposefully from your knowing of purpose within yourself, your function is of love, not of fear, not of need, not of uncertainty. But this is the first step to begin that process that you can say to your mind, be still. Be still. Be still. You have the momentum of your past in your mind, like a big boulder rolling down a hill that you have been running from. And it has momentum, so when you begin this process of directing your mind to be still, to be quiet, to be open, to be receptive, there is the momentum of all that is in your mind that is still rolling along. And you must understand the distinction between you as a sentient consciousness, what we would call a soul. The distinction between you and your mind is very clear, that you can observe your thoughts. And in that position of observation, you can say, be still. The length and duration of time that it may take you to get your mind quiet will vary from individual to individual, depending upon how you've allowed your mind to simply run on, and for how long, and what emotions you retain inside your biology that would keep you distracted in the sensation of the body instead of the consciousness of your soul. And in that place of silence where your mind is quiet and you are at peace and you are given relief by the nature of the stillness you establish in your own mind, then there is a process of revelation that you become open to, a process of inspiration and guidance that you become open to in that place where your mind is placed into gentle quietude, and you're able to rest in that peace and be open to information outside of what the world has given you, to be able to receive perhaps from what you would call your God, inspiration, revelation, or from your saviors. But until you are in this place of open receptivity where you can not be distracted by the world and the things of the world and the people of the world and the emotions you acquired from this world and the thoughts you've acquired from this world, it is very difficult to hear, as you can tell. Even our speaking those words, you can see how, with the mind running on, it is difficult. But as the mind gets quieter, you become awake, you become aware. And now a quiet mind offers you the space to evaluate and consider, what is my purpose? Not to try to find the truth of that in the books you've read and the people you've heard and the things you've done, the place you've been, but truly within yourself. Is not the oak tree inside the acorn, then within you is the greatness of you. To go within that place of space within yourself, to be open to receiving inspiration, revelation, guidance, what you ever choose to call it. But you become open. You have a mind you put aside, and now you're open. This is the first step to get the mind quiet. This is the beginning. The second element to all of this is very simple also. For your purpose gives you meaning when you are living it. It gives you value. It gives you strength. It inspires you. It fuels you. It strengthens you. That is what the nature of your purpose is. The further you deviate from your purpose, the less you recognize the value of yourself. And it is not a fault or flaw of yours that you may have deviated from your purpose, for the environment loans itself greatly to distracting you, keeping you in fear and uncertainty, keeping you lost in the functions of biology, in the functions of survival. And so your mind is still and quiet, and you've established that. You've worked diligently to get your mind still, quiet and peaceful. And then another step appears. You begin to consider what in this world touches the joy in your heart. Not that which stimulates the excitation of your senses, but that which stimulates joy in your heart. The function of joy is very close to the value of your purpose. And again, the joy we speak of is not the excitation of your senses. Oh, I enjoy the taste of that, or I like the smell of this. It is not just what your senses experience, but what you wholly feel within yourself is a fullness, a wholeness, a completion. In recognizing the joy that color brings an individual, they realize the color of things brings me great joy. These shades of yellow, and red, and gold, orange, they bring me great joy to observe those colors. And that joy is an internal understanding beyond the functions of fear. And because it is beyond the functions of fear, it is closer to the approximation of truth. For anything that is further away from fear is often closer to truth, closer to love, closer to meaning and value. You understand? And you begin to consider then, what is it that causes joy in my being, in this stillness? And you can go out in the world and observe those things that give you joy, whatever they are. Sounds, children, the skies, music. You get joy in assisting other people. The second step is connecting to your joy. What of this world truly awakens and inspires joy within you? Not something that you will get joy from. You go to, I get this and I now feel joy. No, I feel joy because of this. This joy is within me. The artist knows when they are the artist. The dancer knows when they are a dancer. The singer knows when they are a singer. The healer knows when they are a healer. The teacher knows when they are a teacher. The builder knows when they are a builder. The leader knows when they are a leader. And it is hallmarked by joy. And the effects of your purpose will not be detrimental to life. Those in true alignment to their purpose give joy to the world. They give goodness and meaning and value, because that is the nature of purpose, it is a contributing energy coming directly from your being's purpose for being here, your reason for existence, the joy that is yours. And so the vibration of joy is an internal thing more than an excitation of the senses, although the senses can perceive and connect you to that which is in the world that is connected to your sense of purpose. The people, the events, the circumstances that align to that energy of joy for you. And so you have two very simple steps to begin to move yourself to recovering your purpose. Placing the distraction of your mind aside and experience the silence of your being in silence. To begin to evaluate what is it that is of joy to you. What is it that is of joy to you when you speak or think or say or do? What are those things that stimulate that function of joy? Joy does not concern itself with the acquisition of things, but it concerns itself more with the creation of conditions and events and circumstances that elevates one and all up in its function. For that is the true definition of purpose, divine purpose. Your purpose of creation is that you offer and elevate by nature the world around you. That is the nature of purpose, is that it elevates you and those around you. It contributes to others. It does not take, it gives. These are two of the simple starting points that we came here to offer you today to consider recovering your purpose. For every one of you knows you have a purpose. It may be to be a mother. It may be to be a father. It may be to be a leader. But every one of you, without exception, came into this world with a purpose. And the distractions of the world, more often than not, loan themselves to taking you away from that fundamental core of that purpose. What is your reason for being? Is your reason for being to please them and smile that way and talk this way? What is your reason for being? The world can give you many definitions of what that could be. But within you it resides. And until you can place aside all the distractiveness of your mind, it is very difficult to then consider what it is my joy is. What is your joy? Without the distractions of your busy minds, or the distractions of the world keeping you running like hamsters on a gerbil wheel, hoping to get somewhere that you never seem to be getting, but you know you're supposed to be getting somewhere, but you're not. That is because the world has captured you in its delusion and disconnected you from your purpose. That is not to say that there are not many beautiful things in this world and wonderful things that can inspire you and uplift you and empower you, bring you closer to your purpose. They do exist. And the only way to make the distinction between that which is going to lead you to your purpose and that which is going to pull you from your purpose is these two simple qualities of energy, love and fear. If you are being driven by things that cause you to be afraid, it is more likely you're going to get away from your purpose. If you're driven by things that excite you and uplift you and inspire, then it is more likely you're being driven by love. And you can evaluate everything in your life right now. Is this of love or is this of fear? Is this thought of love? Is this thought of fear? And that would be the last and final consideration to begin to move yourself towards realizing your purpose again. What are the thoughts and functions of love? What are the thoughts and functions of fear? And which are you partaking in? For the functions of love and their outcomes are very precise and exacting. As equally precise and exacting as the functions of fear, the outcomes of both are very different, often diametrically the opposite to each other, but each creates its own. And so we came through this one today to simply offer you the understanding that within you, your purpose still lives. It exists, and you know it is real, which is why you are seeking it, but you will not find it in the world the way you are presently looking. You must learn to quiet your mind so you can become sensitive to what is in alignment to your function of love. To become sensitive to your function of love and not the function of fear. For many of you are finding yourself caught up in the function of fear as I fear this and I fear that, rather than I love this and I love that. And in that part, you may begin to evaluate, what is this as love? What is this thought as love? Is this thought fear or is this thought love? That process of self-determination, of sorting out the wheat from the chaff so that your awareness gets disentangled from the mental mess that's been projected into many of your minds and liberate yourself to a sense of order by first clearing the house of all the distractions. To bring your mind and your body to a place of stillness and peace. To do so intentionally and deliberately. and then to question, what is love's function through me? What are the thoughts of love? What are the actions of love? Consider these things, and you'll begin recovering your purpose. But first, you must get away from the distractions of the world. And you do so by quieting your mind, because there are many beautiful and wonderful things to enjoy in this world, but many of you are having to go through much suffering to get to those very brief moments of joy, which is not in alignment with who you truly are. But if you understand the function of your consciousness, you reconnect to your purpose, you will not only know peace, you will be contributing to humanity in the way that you naturally are able to do so. But first you must begin the process. Train your mind to be still. Give yourself rest and peace. Consider evaluating what are the things that awaken your joy, And lastly, the process of determining what thoughts and actions are of love, what thoughts and actions are fear, and then choosing the former and not the latter, choosing the function of love and surrendering the function of fear. For in love there is great purpose and meaning for all, not for some, for all. In the functions of love there is great purpose and meaning. In the functions of fear there is great travesty and suffering, as you can see. We thank you for your willingness to listen today, to be so bold as to realize and remember that you are able to say to your mind to be still, and it will be still. And you can ask, what is it that is my joy? What is my joy? What are the things I think and say and do that are of joy, of love? In that silence, you will be most sensitive to being able to discern the difference between that which is of fear in your mind and in your world, and that which is of love in your mind and in your world. And only from that perspective of discernment can you begin the process of recovering your purpose fully and completely. The length and duration of time that it will take is wholly dependent upon your own willingness and ability to apply these simple things. For in that moment, if you could just simply quiet your mind, if you've had a mind that is very noisy and you experience silence, it is like closing the doors and windows to the world and simply having your own peace. And from peace, you can hear, but you cannot hear from the distractions of your mind or the seductions of the world. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. That is the Ascended. I want to say thank you to them. They've been with me for a couple of years now, and they come through with really simple things. Because isn't that the way life is not meant to be unnecessarily complex? It's not designed that way by nature. It really isn't. It really isn't. Hi, Melody. Hi, Christopher. Hello, Sunflower. Hi. So we will get to lots of questions answered. Good morning, everybody. Wonderful. Hello, beautiful beings. Yeah, that's a great one. Question from Blaine on YouTube. For me, what offers you fullness, wholeness, and completion? What offers me fullness, wholeness, and completion? Allowing the truth to flow through me as best I can allow it, to offer my consciousness in service to others in the best possible way I can, to be as good an example as I'm capable of being. from where I am right now. I can tell you a number of years ago, I would not have been a great example for this, but allowing this information to flow through, that offers me fullness and wholeness. Teaching the classes and courses that they've given me to teach gives me wholeness. To work with individuals, doing readings and helping them liberate themselves from unnecessary suffering gives me wholeness. So I guess my function is love. That the functioning as love is what gives me wholeness and completion. And I do. At this moment, I can say when I allow information, I connect with guides and angels, and it facilitates even the slightest shift of a person from suffering back towards love, from fear to love. That is the most incredible thing. And I've watched so many people. I've been so blessed and privileged to bear witness to my guides, the angels, the ascended masters, working through me, healing people and performing what modern science might call miracles, what psychology would call a profound shift in states of consciousness that can happen in the blink of an eye. And it's to bear witness to the work of the masters, that also gives me wholeness. To bear witness to their works through me is a really real blessing. Thank you so much for that question, Blaine. Ruth is saying the birds sung beautiful at dawn this morning. I love that. Thank you very much, Nancy. I was trying to get to the top of the questions on TikTok. Here we go. Good morning, TikTok family. Yeah. Thank you so much. Recently, hi, Sidra is asking, recently all my ex-partners came back and I don't know who is sincere and what's going on. Please help. You do know the truth, but it might be a little uncomfortable for you. Those that would have you be in fear, be very careful with them. Those that would inspire you to your happiness, you may want to listen to them. Every human behavior, they keep telling this again and again, every single human behavior can only be of one of two functions. And it's really simple. And somewhere along the spectrum of these two functions, love or fear. Those are the only two expressions that humans have as what we are. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every act you perform falls under one of those two. The actions, thoughts, and words of others can only fall under those two. Is it of love or is it of fear? And if you want to take a concept like truth, then the concept of truth would fall, from my understanding, under the expression of love. And so that's how you determine whom you let get close to you and not. Are there acts and thoughts of love or fear? Somebody who's gossiping tends to be somebody who's living from fear. I bore witness to that in my family system for many years. It's started to quiet down now, but I watched that go on for many years. It gets very easy. And if you can come to a place yourselves where you can remember what your function of love is, you can tell, just observe, are the words you're saying coming from a place of love? You asshole, you cut me off. That's not love. What did you just give to the world? You gave more fear to the world. So what are you contributing to the world? And what are they contributing to you right now? Just remember that. The functions of all humans falls under one of those two expressions, love or fear. Are these ones coming to you with offers of love or offers of fear? Would they have you judge another? Fear and love are very different. And be mindful, for there are those that will present to you fear as if it is love and love as if it is fear. Your great political leaders now are doing this. They present the truth that is false, and that which is false is true. And you must learn yourselves, or you will continue to be deceived and suffer. The functions of every single human being on this planet can only be a function, a word, a thought of love or fear. Those are your only two functions. Love will contribute to the well-being of all. Fear will diminish it. It is very simple from our observations that the functions of love will contribute to the well-being of all, and the functions of fear will diminish it. It is very simple. So you can know who your leaders are very easily. Do they give to you as your life better, more enriched, more filled with joy, or greater confusion? Know the truth, and it will set you free. Love is the truth. Fear is the lie. And you can always know when a lie is presented as if it were the truth, and the truth, if it were presented as a lie. It becomes very easy if you understand that you are naturally sensitive to what is true and what is false, what is love and what is fear. You are naturally predisposed to know that distinction, but you've been given much information in your mind that's confused you. So please take the time to quiet your mind, reconnect to the silence. It's very easy in that place of silence to become more sensitive to what is true and what is false. Oh, thank you. Question from, oh, you're welcome. I love the Ascended. They're really beautiful. Bazia's asking, my son has enrolled in the Navy. Any message or guidance from his guardian? Yes. I don't know who his guardian angel is, but he's got a sense of humor. He's saying, bon voyage. Have a fun. Enjoy the journey. Like, really enjoy the journey. I will be with you. He's telling me that you need to release your fear around your son going in the Navy. You need to release your fear around your son going in the Navy so that he can truly enjoy the journey, because he loves you, your son, and he wants you to be happy. And if he thinks that you're afraid of him going into this journey, it will diminish his experience to a small degree. So relish and delight in this opportunity for him to experience the world in a way that he has never experienced it before. Do not fear. I love that. Thank you, Bazia. Great question. Hi, Shermaine is saying, I'm having a really horrible day with anxiety. Sherman? Hi, Sherman. Sorry, I had your name wrong. Sherman, your anxiety is not who you are. And I'm being told to tell you this very specifically. Become aware of the space in your body where your anxiety is. Become aware where do you feel your anxiety more up here? Is it down your chest? Is it out throughout your whole body? Become aware of where you feel your anxiety in your body, because that's where it lives in your body. That's where you're holding on to it. Just become aware of where it is in your body and turn your attention to the anxiety and just think and speak these words to your anxiety. Very simple. I'm with you. I love you. I will take care of you. Think and speak those words to your anxiety right now. I'm with you. I love you. I will take care of you. And be aware of how your anxiety responds when you give it that energy, because thought and word are energy. Isn't that wonderful? Thought and word are energy. And when you change your thought and word, you change energy. So do that a few times, Sherman, and then share your experience of what happened with your anxiety in the comment section after you've done that. And do it like 3 times. I'm with you. I love you. I will take care of you. And make certain when you speak or think those words, you speak them in a tone of voice that sounds sincere. And again, share your experience with others so they get to hear that. Hi, Virginia. Welcome. Hi, Linda. Good to see you here, too. Kevin's asking about breaking bad habits. Well, remember, this is a great question, Kevin, and they tell me it's really simple. And again, I'm 63 years old, so I had a lot of bad habits prior to them communicating with me. and giving me new direction and instruction. And you literally have to realize that your mind and body are not who you are. If you have a desire to drink, and I was a very intense drinker. I was a very intense smoker. I smoked for 30 years. I was had other issues as well. And one of the great things that they gave me was the understanding that I could recognize the distinction between my body's habitual impulses and my own ability to assert my loving will. And they stressed that to me. When you want to change a habit and the body's going, but I want that drink or I want that cigarette, you've got to assert your loving will and say, no, we're not going to do that because I really care about your health. You have to realize your body's dependent upon you. It's not the other way around. And your body's going to resist. And mine certainly resisted when I had to stop drinking coffee and stop drinking alcohol. And they said, you have to stop doing all these things in order for you to do the work you came here to do. And so you literally have to lovingly say to your body, I'm not going to let you have that. And it will kick up a stink sometimes. I can still go past a coffee shop and still I get that little niggle that goes, don't you want a little? And I just, no, sorry, we're not going to do that to you. I'm not going to harm you anymore, right? But there's so much in the world that's been conditioning you to want the things that aren't good for you. Tons of conditioning, advertisers, marketing, target people to get you to indulge in their products so they make money, but they don't tell you what the product's going to do. You must become aware of that it's not by your own choice. Many of you have been conditioned with the thoughts and ideas that have been put in your mind, and you believe that you need that thing and you want that thing. I can't be happy without that thing. I went through that, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. Let me save you and all the young people that are here today. Please remember, you're not your body. Your body is an instrument that you use. It's like a dog or a cat. You're here to experience creation through. And habits, Kevin, just so you're aware, are again just conditioned behaviors that the body has learned from the environment, whether it's been programmed in by your mind. And it just goes through the process gently. Pick one thing, like maybe if you smoke, just make a decision to smoke one cigarette less an hour. One step in that direction. And anytime the body wants, I want to have one now, and you say, it's okay, I'll give you one in an hour. And then you make it to 2 hours. And again, the body will protest because the body's a creature of habit, but you're its master, not its servant. So go through that process with whatever your habits are. Choose one right now, Kevin, just one that you can work on. Whether it's not getting up on time or, drinking too much coffee. Those things, again, your body is a creature of senses. Your body loves the feeling of pleasure. And there's a lot of things that aren't good for it that give your body a sensation of pleasure, but actually do it great harm. And I can tell you, my experience in the last 4.5 years has been amazing. My body's changed. I've got a brand new body. It's just the most amazing thing. The only thing I got a lot of snow on the roof, and I don't mind that, right? No. But I'm simply here to download everything I'm receiving to those who are ready to receive it. And if you've heard this, Kevin, please apply it. Because you're a beautiful soul. You're torturing yourself unnecessarily. It's not your body's fault that it's doing what it's doing. You just have to teach it something else. Someone's asking, I just got here. What can I tell what's going on? Yes, I'm a spiritual medium. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium. I'm a channel and an intuitive life coach. And every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, I've been guided to come live at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every day to deliver a message from them on Mondays and Wednesdays. On Fridays, we do a Q&A section where you can talk to your guides or angels. You can connect to your loved ones. And you can experience that energy on Fridays. And on Saturdays, we do a segment on meditation and how meditation works. And that happens every single week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And I want to welcome you. Thank you for coming here. I really appreciate it. It's a time for us to wake up as a species, to surrender our fear and return to love. Can you connect with my fiance who recently passed away? Please, I miss him so dearly. Well, first of all, I want to say I totally understand what it's like when you lose someone that's physically close to you. And I also understand that when the body ceases to function, that individual is not in a physical form anymore, but they still exist. He likes that you still keep the ring. He really enjoys that. But he's telling me too that there will come time for another. He wants you to be open. He wants you to be open and receptive to experiencing all the love that we never got to experience. I want you to experience all the love that we never got to experience. He says he doesn't mind if he becomes a memory, if your happiness is satisfied. He just wants you to know that he doesn't mind becoming just a memory if the love that you have is satisfied. That will give him great solace and great peace, your happiness. That's what was the most important thing to him, and you knew that. That's why you love him so much, because you could feel that from him. But he's telling me right now that there is another who will come if you are open to it. But he really wants, okay, I will. He's just really being insistent on this, that you really open to greater happiness. He really wants you to open to greater happiness. Yes. Yes, I see. Thank you so much. Thank you. Someone's asking me what my nationality is. I'm Canadian. Someone's asking, can I feel anything from you? Just that you have to get more centered in quietude. Like you let your mind run on a lot. You need to stop letting your mind run on so much. You gotta relax. You need to move at the speed of life. You need to get your mind quieter, because you're a beautiful person. It's hard for you to recognize that when you're caught up in the right? You know, so many beautiful souls on this planet today. So many. And they got a mind that goes running on, and they think that that's who you are. You are not your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are instruments of information that are stored in your mind. You are the awareness. Please awaken to your beautiful self, right? Awaken your beautiful self. I love that. Yeah, we got a great thing going on here. Question from Lauren. What is the message from my toad spirit who came to visit me? The first words he told me are, wait for the fly. And the way I'm interpreting that, and I don't often like to interpret information, but I feel very strong I need to do that here. That is, if you look at a toad, waiting for the fly is where they are patient and they are waiting for what they need. And at the right moment, it will appear. And you watch the tongue of the toad will come up and grab the fly. You're in that place. You need to be really patient. Wait for the fly. There's an event, a circumstance that's coming into your view. If you're patient, you'll observe it and you'll know it, and you'll be able to grab that opportunity as it comes to you, Lauren. Like, be ready for that, but be patient for it. Don't be rushing, because a toad doesn't rush. I learned a lesson last year called the patience of a stork. I was guided down to this place we have in Toronto called the Brickworks, where there's this beautiful pond area that they made. Very beautiful place to go and meditate. And there was this stork sitting on an island, a little tiny island in the middle of the creek, and it was just poised there. And I knew it was looking for something. I knew it was looking for food. And my guardian angel John said, William, sit down, get your phone out, and film this. So I did. I sat on this concrete crossover it was going over one of the streams that overlooked this pond. And I sat for almost 90 minutes waiting. And my mind, of course, this whole time while I'm waiting for 90 minutes, is going, oh, this is ridiculous. The cement's cold. It's hard on my butt. I got to leave. That's what my mind was telling me, right? And my body was arguing, I don't want to sit in this position anymore. And they just kept telling me, no, just stay, be patient. And I did. I kept the phone steady. And all of a sudden, after like 90 minutes, suddenly the stork just leapt up and dropped down in the water and jabbed a fish with his beak and came up with this big fish. And I'm filming this now. It's like I'm just blown away. I get to film it. I've never filmed anything like that in my life. And I watched this happen. And then afterwards, John said, that is the patience of a stork. You wait and you wait and you wait patiently, knowing that what you want is about to happen. Because that's what I want. I want to get a picture of him catching a fish. And that's exactly what happened. I got it on video. So you need the patience of a toad, Lauren. That's a really great lesson for all of us. Thank you so much. Virginia saying, I'm a wise, beautiful woman and very knowledgeable. I have a story I need to share with the world. You're doing it right now, just transmitting the vibration. You realize that you have that story. Start writing it. I'm being told to tell you, start writing the story. Even if you don't know, think you don't know how, if your mind's telling you, I don't know how to write it down as you remember it. Start writing it down. And find the people that the story that you are creating as a lesson that you can share the story with. People that can benefit from the story. Find those people. Find them. You'll find them very quickly once you do write the story. Someone's asking, why am I so self-destructive in some basic areas of my life? Hi, Jackie. This is a great question. And again, having been there myself, I understand most of most people's behavior is not of your own conscious choosing. Many of the behaviors that you have were programmed into you by the environment. You look at some of the TV shows, especially television and entertainment, violence, aggression, confusion, uncertainty, dystopia, all kinds of things that are being put in your mind. Those things go in your mind and they have an effect and influence on your behavior. Most people never stop to evaluate the thoughts in your mind. And you really need to come to a place, like right now, you need to come to a place where you start to evaluate the thoughts that are behind the actions your body's doing, because your body cannot act without having a thought and an emotion connected to that thought. So if you start that process of evaluation, what are the thoughts I'm thinking when about to do these things? And you'll start to discover that many of the thoughts you are having aren't even yours. They're thoughts you are remembering from a parent or a teacher or a TV show or a magazine or a book or a movie. Most people aren't thinking their own thoughts anymore. Most people are just thinking what's been put in their head to think. And a lot of the suffering and confusion on this planet is a direct result of that. That you don't have your own thoughts to think, but you can create your own thoughts, which will change the energy of your life. So you're not actually destructive. You have ideas and information in your mind that incline your body to function in that way. Start to evaluate your thoughts. And again, you need to go to a place of forgiveness. There's an event that happened to you around age 4 or 5. There's an event that happened to you around age 4 or 5. And you need to really address that anger and that pain that is hidden inside you, that causes you to invert on yourself what was done to you. So people can project, like parents, teachers, lovers, we can project energy at each other and install behaviors in each other. If you get angry at somebody repeatedly, you'll create a behavior in them. So you had that, whatever that event was. I don't want to go into detail here and now, but you really need to go to that place of letting go of that anger that you have about that event between age 4 and 5. Like really let it go. You're holding on to that anger. And anger that you're not conscious of will cause you to do silly things. No, you're very welcome. Let's scroll over here. Blaine is asking me, please share that video on YouTube Shorts. Oh yes, I would be happy to. I've got that in my phone. Sure, that's a great idea. I will share that video of the stork. It's a great idea. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Someone's saying, Zunta is saying, I'm having a hard time with addiction issues and would like to know, is there an angel trying to help? Yes, there is. Again, I want to say, yeah. You've got two, actually. You've got a guardian angel that I don't have a name for at the moment, but Master Jesus will work with you. Like if you're willing to surrender your fear that there's not enough. But I understand that function of addiction. And first, let me just take a moment here. I want to transmit to you the energy that I'm receiving from Master Jesus to you right now. I want you to just take a slow, deep breath and relax. And just allow yourself to receive whatever you receive in this transmission. Just take a moment. And anybody else who wants to do this can certainly do this. Just take a slow, deep breath. And as you exhale, just let yourself receive this transmission of energy. Your addictions are not who you are. Your addictions are functions of unconscious emotional needs that can be corrected through the function of love. Yes. Yes. If you want, you can always go to my website and book a reading with me. And there's a lot of information. There's a lot of stuff that we could get into, but I don't think it would be fair to you to disclose some of the information I'm receiving. So you might want to consider booking a reading with me and getting that information firsthand. A reading with me is recorded, so you'll be able to download the reading and review it because you will receive much guidance and information. I've seen people with long-term addictions overcome them really quickly when they realize that the emotion that's causing the behavior is healed and corrected. It doesn't have to take 10 years of psychotherapy or, to heal your mind, to heal your emotions. It doesn't have to take that long. You are a divine entity. You are a divine entity. And when you realize that, then you can re-educate your own mind and body into new functions, right? But I have great understanding. I know that place. And thank you for sharing that, Azantis. I really appreciate that. I hope I didn't mispronounce your name. Wow, here we are here. Hi guys. Yeah, we're almost done. Take two more questions and then we'll be calling it a day. Wow, lots of questions today. Thank you so much. Someone's saying, Nanny, can you please come through and say something that will let me know it's you? I get this a lot with grandmothers. I'm being shown again, knit one, purl two. I'm being shown knitting needles, and it's like a little blanket, but I'm being shown this blanket. This is something that was made for you when you were very young. She did this for you. She says, don't get lost in sadness. Don't get lost in sadness. But that blanket, I'm getting white and pink. I'm getting like white and pink colors, little animals on it. Really, yeah. Don't you fear, child. Like, don't you fear. Don't you have fear. Don't be afraid. Thank you. Yes, she is. Yes. She wants to, Samantha, she wants me to ask you, are you proud of what you've done? That is her joy, that you are grateful and proud of your accomplishments. That, she says, that's what's changing the whole family. She says you're changing the whole family, not just some of it, the whole family. And I want to say the tears of joy, like the tears of joy from her, the tears of joy. I'm being shown some porcelain. She's a porcelain thing that you were given from her. It's a porcelain thing that you were given from her. She likes how you take care of it. She really appreciates that you take care of that. You can hold that and feel her presence around you. Like you can hold that porcelain thing that she's given you. You can hold that and feel her presence more consciously and deliberately around you. Do that. It'll be a lot of fun. Someone saying, I had ringing in my ear when you came on live this morning. That happens. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. Someone saying, I need some guidance about my work situation. Someone's asking me, why are you still, I'm being told to ask you, why are you still there? When there's something else you've been wanting more. There's something else you've been wanting more. You've been too afraid to do it. They're telling me that you've been edge to edge on your bills and this job is kind of keeping you in balance, but there's something else you've wanted to do. You need to move towards that something else. You need to take that leap. You need to take that leap. Because right now you're just fighting fires with it at work. You're just trying to maintain a level of discomfort there, and you don't want to do that. You want to create a level of comfort in your life. So whatever that other thing is that you've really been wanting to do, but you haven't really committed to it, go for it. Don't hold yourself back anymore. And again, anybody whose questions have been answered, please take the time to share your experiences with others, how you felt the message, how it affected you. Let us know what you think about the message that was given today. Share your comments. For those of you that are on TikTok, you can leave your comments and questions under any one of my videos on my TikTok channel, or you can go to my YouTube channel and leave comments there under this video. There's over 700 videos on my channel, various channelings from many different beings over the last 4.5 years. And I invite you to go check them out and listen to some of them. And again, remember to subscribe and follow and like and help support this channel growing. It's been growing through the long haul. Last question of the day here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sonia. I really appreciate that. Angel's asking, can you please tell me if any message from my son? Thanks in advance. He likes when you sing in the car. He's often beside you when you're singing. That brings him in. When you're singing, he likes when you're singing in the car. When you're singing, you bring him in. So remember that when you're singing, that you're actually bringing his energy in to be part of that. He loves that part of you. Shower, singing in the shower or singing in the car, but he's always loved your singing. Yes. Okay, guys, I want to say thank you to everybody today. There's so many questions, and I'm so grateful. Again, first of all, I have to give credit to my guides, my angels, the Ascended Masters that work through me. Without their guidance and information, I wouldn't be doing this right now. Without their inspiration and support, this would not be a possibility. Well, it would be a possibility, but it might not be happening as it is now. So I want to say much love to each and every one of you. Have yourselves a joyful day. Again, if you want, I do have a link in my bio on TikTok. If you have a question that you really, really want answered, you can use the link in my bio to ask the question directly. Again, that's what the bio on my TikTok channel. And I will receive a notification that you've asked the question, and you will receive an answer. Again, much love, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and joyful day. And again, thank you to my mods. I really appreciate it. I got the best mods on the planet. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day.